Hi everyone, this is my video journal number 2 for class MN 669. So during this video, I'm supposed to discuss an interaction of transference, countertransference, prejudice, bias, or judgments that I may be making about patients or that the patient may be verbalizing about me. I will say that during my last clinical, I did have some judgments and some biases based on patients that were smoking so much marijuana that it was inducing or causing like schizophrenic episodes or psychotic episodes. And I did have preconceived notions, and then hear then I was able to actually hear the patient's story. A lot of them were going through deep depression, and that was their coping mechanism. So, but I don't think they realized that with using that as a coping mechanism, it would lead to those episodes that I'm sure that they were not wanting to have. I've never really encountered this before, but when you're looking at, new patients and just being like a student and observing, you're like, why can't this patient get this under control, or what's going on in their life where, it's so bad, that this is the only thing that they can do to cope. And then it leads to this. And it's like, you've got a lot, going on, and there are other things that you can do to cope with depression. And so I would say that that's like been, my only like bias that I've had like thus far, or, prejudgment or on patients. But I do think that, it would be appropriate for me to continue to provide care, because based off of that, I was able to recognize, like, hey, this is not, this is judgmental, and you have to treat the patient, make sure that they're okay, looking at or helping them through, this time of crisis, and looking at methods that they can use to better themselves through that process, because you don't want them to continue down that path. And sometimes when they do have those psychotic episodes, it may lead to other more acute issues down the line, and at least giving them that information so that they are aware, and doing it in a non-judgment way, because everyone has a story, everyone has their path in life to walk. And while we can be judgmental as humans, we can be judgmental as people. It's not our place to judge someone for having their moments where they're not doing their very best. And that's when we are here to support and to give them, the information and the tools that they need so that they can get better and improve their mental health. And so that's it. That's my journal. Hope you enjoyed it.